Hey there, Postal here. Today we're taking out the HE-111, the Tier 4 German. That guy's sitting at the freaking front. Wait, we gotta look at that guy again. This is a German bomber. Unique bomber, I believe, although I'm sure somebody could correct me if I am wrong. In this game, anyway. This is a carpet bombing, carpet bombing bomber. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean the normal bombers I've played anyway, the Soviet bombers for that matter, are, you know, they've got individual bombs. So you'll be looking down here, you'll go drop bomb 1, drop bomb 2, drop bomb 3, drop bomb 4, and that's that, right? Let's get up to a higher altitude while we talk here. It's also, we're in Tier 5 battle, which isn't overly surprising, but does suck. Although the only heavies that are in the game are Tier 4, but they're BF-110Bs, which are incredibly deadly to this plane. Like any heavy's deadly to any bomber at the mid tiers, especially, but also at we need to slow down. Carpet bombing, carpet bombing. I'm slowing down so I can get all my bombs off here. We'll see how well that drop goes. Hey, come on. Come on. There we go. Do we need to stay here? God dang it. Stupid planes crashing. Oh, we've got a P-36 shooting the ground. Good God, man. Alright, so the fact of the matter is we need to... Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Look at what that one plane crashing did. No, this is not even a... This is a bot. That's pretty disappointing. I got a GA still in here. Got 14 seconds. Oh, man, oh man. How ridiculous. Alright, so friggin' PSA for the day. If you're in a light fighter, your first priority should not be shooting the ground, just as an FYI. I don't know if dropping the bombs here is going to be smart or not, but I'm going to drop them anyway. Let's see, we only need one more here, so I'm going to drop that. It's overkill, of course. Oh, perfect. Yay, we did get the sector. Let's move along. I'm gonna go for this garrison just because, why the hell not? Okay, so what the heck was I talking about? Carpet bombing stuff, I don't even know. Got distracted by that ridiculousness. I actually quite like this plane for what it is. I still am not fond of mid to low tier bombers because of their inability to really truly defend themselves versus bombers. I mean, versus heavy fighters. If that BF-110B really wants to kill me, there's not a lot I can do. My guns are mediocre at best. Combined, oh, I've got a ways to go before I'm reloaded, huh? Combined, last battle, I was shooting at this enemy BF-110B for like 2 minutes solid, I want to say. You know, 2 minutes combined, I guess is how I mean that. And I did all of 400 damage to him. Was it 400 or 300 damage? It was like 298 or 398, I just don't remember which. So, yeah, like, it's not enough to do anything, you know, defend myself too crazy. Like, so what I did there with the bombs is keep in mind when you're carpet bombing, you want to typically drop the bombs a little early. In fact, that was probably almost a little too late on that last one. We're going to find out. Just watching. There we go. It wasn't too late. That's nice. I'd like to think that I did my job there. We're just going to keep on moving on. I'm going to go over to the mining facility here. See if I can't capture that. We'll see how it goes. So while this is going on, I'm going to talk here. That's a bomber, not a heavy. I was a little bit worried. Is there any heavies around? There's a heavy. And he's going up for the bomber. See? If you're in a mid-tier bomber, like low-tier bomber, you're kind of at the mercy. Not even kinda. You are at the mercy of human heavy fighters. Here he comes, by the way. I could go a little bit higher, I suppose, but what I'm going to do is actually speed at my 200 miles an hour. See if I can just get out of the center. Wherever he is, basically, I've got to avoid him. But I suspect he sees me. He might be going for that GA over there. I just accidentally dropped. God dang it! I just accidentally dropped my bombs. So yeah, bad angle. Since I've already accidentally wasted one bomb drop here, let's try to. I'm not going to be going for the center. So we've dropped our bombs. Let's continue on. Let's get to a higher altitude as well. If that heavy fighter does decide to come over here, we definitely are way too low. On top of that, speaking of which, he is over here. On top of that, we can try to get a little bit above the anti-aircraft. If we're up at like 8,000 feet, like 2,500, 2,500 meters or so. Got 31 seconds, so they're still coming after us. Got everybody coming after us, huh?
Do you copy? Over.
You can see he's taking the slow and steady pace that's going to eventually get him up here to me. Again, there's not a lot I can do except try to cap this out. So let's try to cap this out. Coming in at way too funky of an angle, but it is what it is.
All plants are under our control.
Alright, we've got the plant. That's really, really good. And I'm doing what I can do to try to stay away from this guy, and luckily I'm able to. The other bomber is going to be dying soon. And what I'm doing is I'm actually turning in on this guy to make it so that he's got to come at me at funky angles and hopefully lose some speed. Which is exactly what happened. But now he's knocked out my wing. I'm hoping, can I kill him? I think I can. Come on. Come on, like so freaking long. Oh my god, and I still wasn't able to kill him. Man, did I get lucky, honestly. Lucky to stay at just the right altitude. And you've really got to pay attention. So in those kind of situations, do very similar to what I did. Actually move towards them, cause their angle of attack to be kind of thrown off. They have to expend way too much energy to angle up. And you kind of stalled out basically there, and I survived. Let's head on back. Alrighty, so we were getting almost 9,000 personal points. 3 sectors captured, the important ones for sure. And yeah, 30,000 ground damage. So nothing like crazy over the top. You're not gonna get from me a crazy over the top bomber gameplay, especially at tier 4. This was one of the least harassing battles I've had in the HE-111, meaning that I've only gotten, I've only played this plane half dozen or maybe 8 times, yeah, maybe a little bit more than that. We'll just say 8 times. The vast majority of them have been tier 5. I've had 2 tier 4 battles. And to be very honest with you, the previous tier 4 battle, the bot BF-110B actually harassed me more than the human BF-110B did in this game. That being said, I was purposely trying to avoid the BF-110B on the enemy team this battle. This is by far the least I've been harassed by enemy heavy fighters. Sometimes I can, mitigate them by, defending myself and, moving towards them when they're close. When they're so close, you move towards them so that their angle of attack is thrown off. You're at a high enough altitude, hopefully, to where they stall out, and then you're able to kind of defend yourself. The problem with that is every second you spend defending yourself when you should be bombing or moving to a sector to bomb or doing something that's actually attacking, every second that you're defending yourself is taking away from your ability to attack, so it's taking away from your personal point total. So those games, even the I think there's 1 or maybe 2 games where I've really defended myself very, very well, even killed 2, maybe 3 aircraft. My personal points was crap. My impact on the overall battle was crap because I wasn't bombing. I had to spend and focus minutes on defending myself, and that was kind of frustrating. That being said, I actually quite like this plane. I know I'm a ball of contradiction this morning. I really do quite like this plane. The reason being is because I think it's a mixture of the best types of planes. It's a carpet bomber, but it's not just 2 huge long strafes of carpet bombs like on the American planes. You've got 4 smaller carpet bomb options, which allows you some flexibility on taking down certain sections of the sector. Yeah, the bombs are pretty darn light. Let's take a quick look here at the bombs are all 50K. There's 32 of them, but they're super tiny, right? Like the most you can do here, it looks like about 60,000 damage at any given moment. I could probably spread these bombs out a little bit more, but I just don't. I've had too many issues where I've tried to do a carpet bomb spread, and it'll leave like one little tiny portion of a friggin' section open, and you'll look back and they'll be like building in a tent and like random things that are just not killed yet, and you're like, well, crap. And you've either got to rely on like a multi-roll or some other sort of, or GA, something to take those tents out and hopefully not have the enemy take them out, because that's clearly detrimental as well. I'm sure I can get better at the carpet bombing aspect of this, get better with my abilities as far as the bombing is concerned. Right now, though, I just kind of carpet bomb in one section of the sector and make sure that I get that and I kind of move along. But, being able to do 60,000 damage cumulative, is certainly a good thing. Keep in mind, my pilot has Demolition Expert, as I highly recommend any bomber pilot have. So anyway, that being said, you've got carpet bombs. So because you've got 4 separate carpet bomb drops, the reload isn't terrible. It's not as good as some of the individual bomb droppers. That's a weird phrase, but it's much better than the American carpet bombers. Also, unlike the American bombers, you feel like you've got some maneuverability in this plane. Yeah, it shows 4. Yeah, the turn circle is ridiculous, but the ability to wiggle as needed, change your angle towards that enemy heavy fighter if you need to, or just change your angle in general so you can get your guns on target, is pretty easy in this plane. It does have quite a bit of air defense, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's all very, very weak guns. If you look at the actual guns, side turret's doing 32, bottom turret's doing 32, top turret's doing 32, the front turret's doing 32. So, I mean, you're doing 32, which takes a long time to actually do anything, to even a tier 4 heavy fighter. I was going to be able to kill that enemy heavy, but keep in mind he was at, 25% health or something silly like that. Definitely keep in mind, this was, again, a Tier 4 battle. I've had to deal with bow fighters, P-38Fs, oh, God forbid, a BF-110E. Those things are just evil. And so, those, an SE-100. Those types of planes, the ME-210. Just, like, go down the heavy fighter list at Tier 5, and you're going to run into those eventually. And if it's a human, they're going to know how to get up high, typically. And you're just going to have games. This is a blanket statement for any Tier 4, Tier 5 bomber, hell, Tier 6 bomber. You're going to have games where the enemy just mitigates you completely cancels you out. Because the enemy the human enemy on the other team says, nope, not going to let you bomb, and that's their game, and they're just going to take care of you. And there's not a whole hell of a lot you can do. You can try to get up to like 10,000 feet, but that's not going to save you from every plane, first of all. And going up to 10,000 feet is going to make you pretty ineffective when it comes to your actual job of bombing. You're going to go very, very slow, and your accuracy is not going to be nearly as good. So keep that in mind. Like, Tier 4 Premium bomber is going to have a different, different set of skills, and is going to be impacted differently by the game than other Tier 4 planes, right? But again, as I said, I still enjoy this plane. Win or lose, I've actually had quite a lot of fun in the HE-111 H-2. And I am by no stretch of the imagination a good, much less excellent, I'm not, bomber pilot. There's people, and I'm looking forward to it, there's people that are going to be leaving me comments in the chat of things I could do to be better at this plane, and I appreciate those comments because I know of all the classes in the game, bomber is the class that I need the most help with, for sure. I used to struggle quite a bit with GAs. I feel very comfortable with ground attack planes now. I feel like I can carry battles in ground attack planes, much like I feel like I can do in any other plane. Bombers is my it's my kryptonite for sure. So any help in the chat would be helpful in regards to gameplay. For my setup, I typically on bombers, I don't actually put engine cooling typically, because you've got 45 seconds, anywhere between 30 and 60 seconds of boost, and like an extra 10 seconds isn't really going to make or break my day. So I typically will put manual engine restart on there, just so I can get my engine back and working as needed. It would be nice if I had an airframe consumable. The wings and tail, not the tail so much, but the wings do get knocked out on this from time to time, and you can't turn it all. You become a missile at that point, and God forbid you're at an angle you don't want to be at. For the turret, I currently have the improved turret gun sight. That way, when I'm manually controlling the turret, the range is extended. Seems like it's pretty helpful. Gunner's resistance and injuries is impacted by that, but I've got the first aid package on here specifically for that. This plane does not catch on fire very often at all. I don't think I've ever caught on fire, so fire extinguisher is kind of wasted on this plane. Go with first aid dressing. On the outboard weapons, I was actually tempted to not have anything, because you don't have any outboard weapons. Your bombs are all internal. So this is really like a weird option. You've got rocket sight, which you don't have rockets. You've got strength and hard points, which helps the weapon reload speed. But it says outboard weapons. So I guess I could just buy this. Let's actually do this experiment. So let's back up a second. I put improved bomb sight on here because it seemed like the only one that was even like viable, right? But it slows down the reload speed. Helps my accuracy, but I don't really know how much my accuracy is impacted. I seem to be pretty accurate anyway. I mentioned that before I even put this on. Does the strength and hard points, even though there's no actual outboard weapons, does strength and hard points actually help with the bombs? Let's find out. So the reload speed right now is 64 seconds, which isn't terrible. Base is 60 seconds. That is so funny. So the strength and hard points help the frickin' bomb reload speed? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. How does this make sense? It doesn't make any sense, and you know it doesn't make any sense. So I suspect I'm actually, even though this slows down your plane, I'm actually going to put frickin' strength and hard points on here and get my reload speed down even further. That's just ridiculous. Rocket accuracy. What a frickin' waste of a special. Let's reassemble that stupidity. 80,000. Well, there we go. Bombing accuracy. What frickin' ridiculousness. What ridiculousness. What ridiculousness is this? Alright, so this is what you should have had. I just lowered my reload speed by 10 seconds. So, yay to that. I didn't even think this was viable, because they don't actually have outboard weapons. They're internal. It's frickin' Bombay. But, you know, what the hell do I know? I know nothing. Something that you definitely want no matter what is improved fragmentation. I mean, we've got heavy warhead stuff. You got improved explosives, which is kind of weird that I don't have any, you know, just lying around in the, excuse me, in the depot. But oh well. Improved fragmentation you definitely want. The reason being is because it boosts your damage inflicted by bombs by 10%. That combined with the damage improved by the pilot is going to give me a 20% boost to my bombs. So my cumulative damage, I guess I can't do math. My cumulative damage is 46,000. Don't know why I said 60,000. I guess I can't add. And that's pretty darn helpful, right? So, you know, the combination of that, you definitely want the improved fragmentation. That'll just help these pretty small bombs do some additional damage. Man, okay, so I'm really annoyed by that frickin' the reload speed thing. Dang it. Okay, cool. So we've both learned some things on this video, and I'm rambling on. I know this isn't the best HE-111 video that you're going to see out there. I really do like this plane, though. I will continue to fly it, even though it's Tier 4. I suspect I actually like Tier 4 bombers more than I like Tier 6 bombers, just because at Tier 6, you're dealing with no bad heavies. At Tier 4, like, the Blenheim's going to make it difficult to get up to my height. The BF-110B can definitely get up to my height. I've been torn up by them. But it's not like a BF-110E that has additional engine power and can really get up there pretty easily. And I'm not sure, is there any other Tier 4 heavies? Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. So, just at Tier 5 and Tier 6 especially, there's just so many more heavies that are out there. That at Tier 4, you've got some flexibility, as you saw in this battle, where I can avoid enemy heavies for long enough to actually have a positive impact on the battle. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. I wasn't expecting to like this when it was requested that I fly it, but I'm actually quite very much enjoying it. And I'll continue to build up my pilot and gunner for my soon-to-be Ju-288A. I just got, we'll be able to get to the Tier 7 German bomber. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm hoping that I can, you know, have a positive impact on the battle with that plane. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Please, 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 I am looking forward to some help in the comments below. And otherwise, I hope you have a great day. Bye.